Welcome back to the podcast. I have a super special guest today with me, Miss Dionte Chantel. I said it right. There you go. Developer extraordinaire. We are all the way in Jersey today, so I usually don't travel for people, only when it's special.
Thank you.
So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I love that we said we were going to do this and we're doing it. So I'm excited about this interview.
Same here. Everything happens in God's timing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So let's introduce you. Again, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yes. So I'm Dionte Chantel. I am a real estate developer, investor. At this point, a housing solutionist, right? I'm looking to bring, affordable housing to people that look like myself. I'm looking to create homeowners. So I consider myself also a wealth builder. And I think, that's what I'm called to do on this earth overall.
I love that. Wealth builder. I like that because we talk about generational wealth all the time, right? So yeah. I like that twist to it. So development, that's one of your specialties.
Yes.
Let's talk about development. So if you've been paying attention to the channel, I interviewed you on a fly at an event like a year and a half ago. It's crazy how quick time goes by. There's a lot of different things in that clip that we're going to get to on this one. But I saw you speaking at an event. You was talking about the development projects that you're doing. And you're a female, yes, and you're Black, and you're doing it in a phenomenal space. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about what your mission is and why you started doing it. How'd you get into development?
Yeah, so the fact that I'm a female and that I'm Black is a superpower, in my opinion. And they don't see me coming. They don't realize that I'm actually a threat, right? We, as women, we have the same manpower behind us. We have the logic. We are the pillars of our communities. Literally, without the Black woman, a lot of these communities would not be thriving. We're raising the kids. And, the Black man is doing what they're supposed to do if they're there, let's say, right? But the Black woman, we're raising the children. We're making sure the dollars are circulating. And it's now time for us to buy back our interests in our communities. And that's what I love to empower women to do. Be a part of the narrative of development in your community, building your community. And you could do that while making money, right? Generating income, cash flow. So then you can participate more in your family's life. And that's where the wealth building comes in at. Can you repeat the question? Because I know I didn't even answer it.
No, you did. You gave me a lot there. So the general question was, but I love that you went into all that because it's truly, Black women are the backbone of everything that happens in the household. So thank you for definitely reiterate, whatever. Thank you for pointing that out. Mm-hmm. But the original question was, how did you get into the development space?
Yes. So it just came as like a dream. Like I just had a desire to start developing Katina homes in Newark back in 2013. Literally, that's how long ago it was. Newark, maybe 2014. Newark was selling. They put out an RFP for $1,000 lots for Valentine's Day. Literally, it was like a couple sale or something. Me and my daughter's father at the time, we were like, yeah, we want to buy land. We didn't have $1,000. We literally was living in Newark, sleeping on an airbed, just didn't have the money, right? But in that moment, I just knew that I wanted to be a part of rebuilding Newark. I saw what happened in Brooklyn. I'm originally from Brooklyn. And I knew Newark was going to be the next major city. And we're sitting in it now. Mm-hmm. It's one of the, there's billions of dollars being dropped into Newark, reinvested in Newark right now. So they're going through gentrification. But I knew I wanted to be a part of the narrative. I saw the future. And it was about really building, even back then, making sure people don't get priced out. Okay. Making sure we kept it affordable. And I wanted to do container homes because they look cute and I knew they were going to be sustainable. Mm-hmm. Now everything is, especially going through politics and the government, you have to build sustainable housing. Everything is net zero and, energy efficient, right? So mentally I was already ahead of what everybody else was thinking about. And I saw it as an opportunity. So that's how it really came about. I always loved real estate. I actually was an agent in New York City shortly after undergrad. Okay. So that was like 2011. I became a real estate paralegal. So real estate was all around me. I just was on the supportive side instead of the investing side. And I was like, no, this is what I want to do. I wound up becoming a real estate wholesaler and a realtor again, and just networking with the right people. They helped me actually get into real estate development without even hearing my dreams. Like at first they didn't know what I wanted to do. They just knew I wanted cash flow. They knew I didn't want to work a 9-to-5 anymore because I had a daughter at this time. And I think in like late 2018, 2019, one of my very first cash buyers that I met through wholesaling, he said, you need to get into real estate development. Go sign up for a course. And I followed his lead and I'm like, yeah, that's what I always wanted to do. I didn't even finish the course, but I just took action. Like that's one thing about me. I don't need to finish a book. Once I get the premise of what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm taking it and I'm running with it. And that's what I've been doing ever since. So I'll let you ask the next question.
No, that's dope. So you didn't get stuck in that analysis paralysis.
No, we don't have time for that. Life is short. Like you have to get it going. I love when I have a podcast too. So I love when I'm on other people's podcasts or I'm on my podcast and I'm giving people direction. And somebody inbox me and say, hey, I did exactly what you said on your podcast and it worked.
And it worked, yeah.
Why do you need to actually pay me to coach you when I literally give people the blueprint?
Nice.
For free.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if you're just going to take what I said and run with it or not. Why waste the time?
Why waste the time, yeah.
Yep, so.
I agree. So if someone wanted to get into that space right now, right? They didn't have a chance to go on your channel. What are the steps that they should be taking to get into development?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of moving parts. My story is not textbook. It's not. That's what we
love.
Story.
We love the non-textbook
right.
story.
It's very innovative. It's very creative. So I literally had to start all over. I always started at zero. If I ever would have had to wait for perfect credit, perfect income, money saved, I would not be a developer right now. And literally, even some of the projects I'm doing now, they're so big, it's like mind blowing. I don't even have the money for those. To be honest with y'all, like we're working on a $250 million project.
Wow.
I don't even have 10% of a $250 million.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? In my bank account, which textbook would tell you would need, right? So I want everybody to know that real estate developers, a lot of them, whether they're this color or this color, they don't have the money. They're leveraging other people's money, other people's experience, and they're hitting the road running. They know how to structure deals. They mastered structuring their deals. They mastered finding the opportunity that may have built-in equity. They also mastered leveraging other people, right? So with that combination, if you understand that, if you could really wrap your head around that, you could literally do what I did. So first thing first, figure out how to identify what is an opportunity. Understand equity. So the reason why education is so important because it's more than just building a house. The house that just comes byproduct of the project. But really the pre-development is important. Sourcing the land is important. Buying correctly is important, right? So a lot of my deals, we're buying with 90% equity built in.
90% equity
built
in?
So we're buying land really cheap. As I told you when we met, I got parcels from the city of East Orange for $4,500. My land from Newark, I paid $10,000. The $10,000 lots from Newark were worth $150K when I purchased it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we're paying nothing for these parcels, right? We're going after the really cheap land opportunities that we can get out the highest return. But even if we didn't do that, making sure you understand the numbers, where you should be at, what you should offer, what the comps are. Everybody knows comps, right? Or what the ARV is. Those are all important indicators of, hey, this is actually a good deal that I should go into. But start where you are. If you don't know nothing about real estate, you need to read a book on what real estate is, right? Study the greats, copy the greats. Don Peebles is someone that I look up to in this space. And then there's a lot of other rehabbers and women and men doing it too. But if I had to look at anybody, he started the same way I got started. Leveraging political relationships, leveraging government land, because they're the cheapest, right? Really playing around in that arena. And then just networking, right? So anytime let's say you don't have the money, but you apply for land, you won the land. The land is now your equity. So whatever you didn't have, and I said it's 90% equity in there, you can leverage that equity.
Okay.
Literally with the bank and with people, right? You could present your projects to people that do have the capital, like these cash buyers, these builders, whatever, and say, hey, I have a project. I got it for this amount, or you don't have to tell them that. Hey, do you want to join my project? This is the capital I need for someone to join my project. And that's how you would structure the deal. So again, it's not even about, hey, save 50K. It's about, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you have?
How do you know if the land makes sense?
So typically, if it's just a regular parcel, I would tell people to look at about 5 to 20% of the ARV, which is the after repair value or the comp, to determine what you should offer, or determine what should be your max offer for the land. Okay. So in the event that, let's use little numbers, because in the event that we use an ARV of $1 million, so a 2-family, 3-family for $1 million, that's what's going on in Newark right now. The most you should be paying for that parcel is about 100 to 200K for the land. Okay. Okay. Typically, it's going to be at that 150 to 200K for that parcel. If you pay over that, to me, that's too high. Okay. Because you still have to factor in pre-development dollars, site dollars, which could be, 35K, maybe 40K, on top of the land purchase price. Okay. Yeah. So that's you prepping the land to get ready for building and permits.
Gotcha. Okay. So that makes sense. Yeah. So as far as the team that you should be assembling, so now I have the land. I'm looking for you said OPM, so I'm leveraging other people's money. What is the moving parts? Like, what other part of the team should I have? Like, I've never done this before in my life. Right. But I figured out a way to win this parcel. Yeah. Now I'm like, all right, what's next? Right. So before you even win the parcel, you need to have your team in order. Now the team, before. Yeah, because you're presenting yourself as a development firm or team, so they need to be able to see that you have it together, right? Like you're the quarterback of your team, and you guys are assembled and ready to go. Now, the team can change, because I've had to fire people. I'm firing someone now. So the main part is you need to have a really good builder. If you have a great builder who has the capacity and also the cash and also the credentials, you should have a home run. You should be able to make it to the Super Bowl, which is build out the full project and get it sold, right? And move on and get your check. Outside of that, builder, of course, a really good architect is important. Architects, believe it or not, can kill your deal. They make or break the deal.
Yeah. If you have an architect that is slow, they're doing things wrong, and now it pushed your project back 5 months, you're losing money every day. Literally every day. We had a situation with that with one of my mentees. They wanted to go with an architect they knew. Okay, whatever. Guess what? It pushed her project back like 6 months. Wow. Also, the city officials, when you sometimes don't have an expediter, those city officials, like the people at zoning, they might lose your plans. Like, it's a lot of crazy stuff that's happening. So you just want to make sure who you do have is solid. They have relationships in the city. They do so many deals that when they submit your application for you, they're getting favor from the clerk, right? Who else would I say you need? A really good attorney.
Good attorney. Okay.
A really good CPA. But the number one person is your construction team, your builder. Your
builder.
Yeah.
So you said builder, architect, a CPA, an attorney.
Yeah.
I feel like you're missing something.
I mean, a good realtor too.
A good realtor?
Yeah, a good realtor. Okay. It depends on how you're the plan, whatever your plan is for selling the property. So we can't leave the realtors out. A lot of the properties I've done, we pre-sold it.
I was going to get to that because you did mention I've been stalking you a little bit. So I've been listening to your podcast interviews. You mentioned that. So you said you sell a lot of them pre.
Like when we get to like 50%, we kind of know who the buyer is.
Okay.
Yeah, we already have it under contract.
All right. So you're showing them the original blueprint. You're sticking with the cookie, not cookie cutter, but you're sticking with the same plan. Right. You're not doing any upgrades. You're not doing anything
Right. I mean,
else.
if they want us to say, hey, I really want a fireplace, that's going to be a little extreme because you have to change the plans. But if they're like, hey, we want this type of color cabinets or this color floors, that's simple adjustments. Okay. So yeah, we try to work with the buyer if they really are looking for something, a certain type of tile. We'll allow them to do a little bit of interior design. Okay. But for the most part, my Jersey team, we have so much product out there that we have a lot of inventory that they can walk through before they even see the finished product of their own, which is a great thing.
That's a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're like, so my development team in Jersey, right now, we're building like 20 houses in 4 months. Like, so you're always going to be able to see a project in action. And that gives the buyer the confidence, like, okay, I kind of know what this is going to look like. Do I like the neighborhood? Yes or no, right? So it's really based on the neighborhood, the price point, because the design, they know they're going to get the quality.
They're going to get the quality up front anyway. It's dope. It's dope. So 20 projects at a time. You mentioned that you have some big projects coming up. Let's talk about the big projects, because not only are you killing it in Jersey, you are also going outside of your footprint, which I think a lot of people are usually a little nervous about. So talk to me about those projects that you got going on.
Yeah, so back in 2019, as I was becoming a real estate developer in Newark, one of my mentors introduced me to a business consultant, and he was just very brilliant. He's like, you're going to be one of the biggest real estate developers. Like, he was speaking life into me. I was like, okay. And he was like, you need to start a podcast. You need to start a real estate fund. Like, this is what you need. You need a publicist. And he was like, but you really should go to Kansas City. So he had to, like, you mean where Dorothy from the Wizard of
I was thinking the Chiefs. I didn't go to Dorothy.
Back then, I wasn't even into football, but I was thinking, like, Dorothy? You mean Kansas? So he convinced me to go out there. The numbers make sense. And as soon as I went there, it was like they rolled out the red carpet.
Really?
It was just like, here's Dionte from New York, like that's in their head. New York, Dionte. They were rolling out the red carpet. Anybody that they thought to introduce me to, they did.
Okay.
I built relationships with so many of those people to this day. And we're talking 6 years later. When they even hear of a development opportunity, they're like, hey, I want you to co-develop with this developer. They don't know what they're doing. So by the grace of God, I've been co-developing a project that's $250 million, actually it's $300 million at this point. A $300 million project that's coming to Kansas City. And we're still raising some of the capital. We just raised $30 million recently, which is great, to help us with phase one, to get it off the ground, to get it into the entitlement phase where, we can start building it and get the plans approved. So it's expensive, let's say. And that will be a combination of supermarkets, hotels, a 300-unit apartment building.
All in the same, it's like a building, basically a little community.
It's going to be on like 30 acres, I believe this site is. Yeah. So it's going to be really great. It's also going to have about 80 single-family homes as well. So it's a really huge project. We're probably not going to build it all out at once. We're going to start with all of the residential first. And then not only do we have that project, we have another one where it's about 50 acres.
Okay.
That particular co-developer passed away, so we had to wait for it to go through probate. Now we're like ready to move forward on that. We have a building team already in place for that as well. That'll be about 100 to 200 townhomes in Kansas City. And then someone just asked me to be a co-developer in Alabama. So it's just a lot, and that's 75 acres. So it's a lot.
How do you manage all of this stuff though? Like,
so
how are you doing that?
As long as it's a deal, we can raise the capital. God has placed really good people in my life that just are supposed to be my destiny helpers. I hate to sound super spiritual, but I'm only doing this by the grace of God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even be here saying it. You wouldn't even know who I am, right? Even how I got my first project done, a lot of people do know my story. I literally lost everything. So all that wholesaling I did, all that building rental portfolios I did, 2022, I lost everything.
2022, okay.
Yeah.
So we're not that far removed from it.
Yeah, like that's only 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally March 22nd of this month, because we're in March, was the 3-year mark of like when I just wanted to give up on life. Like literally, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I hit ultimate rock bottom. That was only 3 years ago. So to be sitting in front of you talking about how I prevailed is only the mere grace of God.
Wow.
So March 2022, literally at wit's end, lost everything, bank accounts negative, living in this location that you're in now, interviewing me. And I'm just like, I don't see the future. And anytime, one of my mentors told me, anytime you don't see the future, that's when typically people start to become suicidal. Let's just be honest, right? Let's call a spade a spade. Because it's like you can't even, as big as my vision was and the faith that I had all these years, like just executing, that was all faith. That was all God putting the battery in my back to just execute. I lost all of that. And then I lost everything I worked for. So it was just hard to really fathom, like, all right, that I was failing, not really realizing that I was failing forward, but I was failing in that moment. And I was just like, how am I going to take care of my daughter? Because at the end of the day, I'm a mother, right? First. So it was just a lot going on. But anyway, God, you know, he spoke to me in different ways, through dreams, through literally speaking to me. And one day he told me, no, there was a groundbreaking for a really big celebrity. I can't name it on here because everybody's going to run to the people. But there was a really big celebrity in Newark. They had a groundbreaking. My architect was their architect, right? So they're like, yeah, I'm working on this project. I knew that. I never asked them for no favors, but he did say, hey, I'm going to try to find you a builder. He said, I'm not going to charge you for your plans. We're going to get your plans done because I want to see you win. Like, I didn't get this far, so I have to see you do it, right? Literally. He didn't have to do nothing because people would just want their money.
Of course.
So he's like, I'm going to do the plans for free for now. You're going to pay me back later. I'm going to introduce you to some builders. Every builder he introduced me to, it never worked out. So he's like, you need to come to the groundbreaking so you can be in this environment with these bigger developers. I'm like, okay. I wind up not going because I felt like a failure and I was depressed. Not going to lie to you. So now he's like, yeah, I thought you was coming. Nope. And mind you, it was a personal invite. I should have been there. So I'm on Instagram watching all the pictures, and God is
watching the groundbreaking.
Yeah, I'm watching it. And he always told me that the builder for that project was too busy. He wouldn't do a small project. This is what the architect said. He was like, he would never do this project. It's too small, but you need to go to network with other people. So God was like, reach out to that builder. Like, literally, God was like, contact that builder. So I slid in his DM. And then I was like, let me slide on this comment and say, hey, I DM'd you. So literally his son saw the DM, and I pitched the project through the DM. And the rest is history.
You pitched the project through the DM?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
I was like, hey, I got this project in Newark, 10 units, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking for a builder and partner for this project. The father called me. The owner of the company called me. He met me right up here on this rooftop, and we got the deal done. And he went on to build it out. The project was funded over $2 million in construction costs. And we're now partners. We're about to go to Chicago together. And wherever I tell him to go now, he's like, yeah.
He's with it.
Yeah, he's with it. He's like, all right, you're a visionary. You know what to look for. He's down to go. Even as I'm going to Philadelphia, he'll be going there as well, doing his own projects, but also supporting mine as well.
Wow. So you mentioned your faith. Your faith kept you going, even in your darkest time, right? Like you said, you was failing forward, which a lot of people don't. And I think we've all been there. I've been there at some point. When you don't see the future, everything can get a lot cloudy and real dark. But you kept your faith. You also kept your relationships. And I noticed that throughout this whole interview so far, you mentioned relationships. And a lot of people are usually scared. We call a spade, like you said. In our community, we don't want relationships. Everyone wants to be that person. And they don't want to leverage relationships and bring people into their deals and into their world because I have to shine. When did that become a thing for you though? Like what made it click for you? Is like, you know what, Dionte, you have to leverage everything that you're doing. One, because you can't spread yourself too thin, right? And you could get more with a little less. You know what I mean? Like what made you get to that point?
I mean, I always knew that real estate was just a team sport. Like, even if you're an agent, even if you're supporting a real estate attorney, just getting to the closing, it requires a lot of moving parts. So I always knew that. Even just, as a realtor.
Yeah.
One little thing is off, the deal is done.
The whole deal's done, yeah.
So I always realized that that it was a team sport, contact sport, team sport. And I never had all of the pieces. So it's like I had to add on to my arsenal, right? I had to add a person into my tool belt. But what I will say is I always brought value too. I always tell people that you can't just be having your hand out with people. you have to be able to allow people to leverage you as well and add value. So I was very great with paperwork, as I was supposed to be a lawyer, actually. I was a real estate paralegal. So, and I was really good with sourcing property. I was really good with wholesaling. So a lot of the people that I helped early on, they were like facing foreclosure. They hit rock bottom. Everybody goes through ups and downs in real estate. But because I was able to be a good friend to them and just be helpful and resourceful, a lot of those people never turned their back on me. You know, they're like, you know what? Let me help her. How can I help you? And even now, like, as I meet people, even if I haven't even made no money with them, they still want to see me win. You want to be surrounded by people that are actually genuinely, they're not jealous of you. They feel like y'all could go further together. They want to just see you win, even if they don't make no money on the deal sometime, or they'll just make a slither, right? You have to pray for those type of people to enter your life. Destiny helpers are important. Just being around good people that don't mind sharing is important too. And I hope I answered that question, but if I didn't, I hope y'all get something out of my response.
You did.
But it's really important because where we come from is that crab in a barrel mentality. And I see it a lot even with the women in this space. You know, sometimes they're supportive, and then sometimes they're like, no, I don't want you to get further than I am.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
I'll wait for me to get there first, and then I'll pull you up. And I can't say I'm like that. I literally I'm not even where I want to be, but I have a community where I'm teaching people how to do it. And some of them be outbidding me. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to just show you, like, I do want to help build other developers, women, men that look like us in this space. And sometimes you're my competition, but so what? When you win, I won.
Yeah. Sometimes friendly competition is needed anyway.
Yeah, literally, when you win land that I didn't win, I won still. Because now I can show you that the method works.
Yeah.
And that you could actually do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
How do you vet these people? And I'm asking this, right? Because we all want to get relationships, but sometimes those relationships can be forced, or you could do it a little too fast. I have a project, right? I'm looking for someone to invest in this project. This person's coming to me saying, I have X amount of dollars. How am I truly vetting this person?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Thank you. I've been thinking about that the whole ride here.
You know, sometimes, unfortunately, I didn't learn, and and that's why I had to lose everything. So I can tell you now, right? You need to vet everybody like they are someone you're vetting for marriage.
Okay.
Or a relationship, because it is going to be a relationship or a marriage for X amount of time. And in real estate development, that may look like 3 years. Even the simplest little project can be extended, right? So that's your husband or wife.
For the next 3 years.
Right. And you might have 5 of them because there's many. See, now the lights is coming on. But it may look like, you're married to these people. So one thing I'm going to tell you, you got to vet them in prayer. You got to say, God, I don't even know I'm supposed to be working with this person. But if I can't hear you, guide me, take them out, remove them. Like, my prayers is real serious. Like, remove people now.
Okay.
If you don't want them to work with me. And God will do that, okay? He loves us, so he will do that. He will take care of his children. And not only that, the credentials.
So am I asking for like proof of funds? Am I asking for?
Yeah, so proof of funds, and that's what's like credentials, like bank statements, financial statements, sometimes credit reports. It depends on how big the project is. Especially with the builders, you do want to make sure that they're licensed.
Okay.
That the license is actually active, because people will be faking stuff. The insurance is actually active, and then also surety bonds. So a surety bond is that extra layer of protection, where it's a performance insurance. Like it's based on if they perform or not, and if they're performing well, and if they're performing in a timely manner. A lot of people don't know about that. And it's something that they will add onto the budget, but pay for it. Because if you're doing a $500,000 project, that's a lot of money. Okay? And you had to borrow that money. So you're going to be a $500,000 minimum in debt. Minimum. You want to make sure you're protecting yourself, protecting your project, your assets, everything. So you want to make sure that the builder that you're hiring is bondable, because a lot of people can't even get the surety bond. So if he's like, I can't get the surety bond, I don't want to get it, whatever, that's not your builder.
That's a red flag?
That's a red flag.
Okay.
Because that means his financials are not in order. His tax returns are not paid. Like, like he's just not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's probably broke. He's not financially responsible.
Okay.
Because they do the full background check, the surety bonding company.
Okay.
But when it comes to partners investing in the project, I mean, if you have money, and we know it's clean money,
heavy on the clean money.
I'm gonna be like, okay, we can add you on a project. And this is why I want to start a fund, so it's really legit and it's clean and it's going through attorneys. But even if it's not through a fund, there's ways that you can protect that investor, make sure they have a mortgage on or a lien on your property so they can get their money back.
Okay.
And it should be coming from another bank account, seasoned, right? It shouldn't just be like, hey, I have a bag of cash.
Right. No shoebox money?
Yeah, no shoebox money. But if someone gives me money, most of the time I'm gonna take it.
Okay.
Yeah. And they should know, hey, I trust Dionte, these are the numbers. So if it looks like I'm gonna invest money in their project, yes, which I don't really do as much because I'm looking for my own capital. But let's say I was, yes, your project should have certain metrics, right? This should have a certain return. It should math. The math should math. The numbers should crunch out. And typically what most lenders are looking for, investors should be looking for. So most of these bridge loan private money lenders, they're looking for 70% of the ARV.
Okay.
Minus the rehab and or construction costs.
Okay.
And that equals whether or not the deal makes sense.
The deal makes sense.
Yeah.
So if I'm a private investor, so I don't want to get into the development space at all. Like that's not my wheelhouse, but I believe in Dionte. And I have money sitting in my 401k. It's sitting in the bank account. I'm only getting 0.1% on this money in my checking savings account. I'm like, you know what? I have $50,000 I want to play with. Are you taking those type of investors as well?
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of stuff that happened in the past per pandemic, right?
You're not gonna talk about these people.
That pandemic money, where people were guaranteeing these crazy returns. What is usually too good to be true?
That's a great question as well. Well, I think returns should be in that 10 to 20% mark area.
Okay.
And the reason why I say 20%, I've even seen up to 25%, even 30, right? It depends on your desperation. So let's say I was borrowing capital from a money shark or a person that just had capital and I desperately needed the money. I don't mind paying them 20% because you're now just a partner. I'm paying you back your money. I wouldn't have had the money anyway. You're giving me, I'm leveraging your money. Without your money, I can't get the project done. So 20% is not too crazy. Do I sign up for 20% deals a lot? No. I would have to really need the capital. But that would be a good area.
Okay.
I've seen people pay 30%. Because they're like
you said, so desperation. I mean, not desperation, but how?
Right.
How
but it depends. If they're
it.
getting land for only 10K and it's worth 150K, do it. That's just a money partner that's about to give you all the money for a $500,000 deal. That's just your equity partner that you just added into the deal. That's how I would look at it. A silent partner that's just giving you capital. Because if I go to my mom and say, hey, I want you to be a capital partner, or I want you to be a credit partner, she's going to want 20 to 30% of the deal anyway. When people partner with me and they want to leverage my experience or whatever they want to do, I'm asking for 33%.
You're asking for 33% of the
minimum. Yeah, you're not about to just leverage my name. And no, I'm a third partner minimum. If I have to help you raise all your capital, I'm getting you more equity, right? Yeah, so I'm just like,
now no.
He like, what now? But minimum, because I know what I bring. I know
I respect it. Yeah, I respect it because you know what you bring to the table.
So the same with the money. Yeah. It's just my time and my efforts is my biggest asset, right? So with the money, people may not have the time, they don't have the experience, but they got the cash. So I think you should pay people, if the deal makes sense, you should pay people up to like 30%.
That makes sense. Okay.
But we're trying to get the cheap money, so don't come at me. Talking about, hey, I got money for 30%.
Yeah, Dionte, I got 20,000. I want 30%.
No, it has to be like millions of dollars.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like one of my friends, she has like a really big project. She just raised like $1 million by the grace of God. Like her testimony will be on my podcast soon, and she's giving back a lot of money because she needed the money.
She needed the capital. Yeah.
It was a solution for her.
Makes sense.
And she's gonna make $10 million when the other project is done. So it's nothing.
There you go. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, Dionte and I met like a year ago, right? A year and a half ago. And she was telling me about everything. We did, like I said, we did everything on the fly. So I literally saw you in the hallway. I was like, let's do this quick interview.
Yeah.
And you gave me some dope insight. But you told me at that point, I believe, you mentioned it early in this podcast too, the Valentine's Day land opportunity that you purchased. I think you said for $4,000?
Well, North was selling it for $1,000. I didn't actually buy land until 2022. Like it took years for me to even get to that point.
Okay.
And from a city. No, actually 2020 I bought the land from East Orange for $4,500.
Okay.
When I finally was able to buy it from Newark, it was 10.
It was 10.
But it was okay. Yeah, it was 10,000.
All right. So when I posted that, my comments was going crazy. Cap.
But we're buying land now.
We're buying land. But we're going to talk about that because you told me you just had a huge win.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk about losses. We already got there. We got past
under the bridge under the water.
I'm
water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge. You just got a huge win
in
Chicago that you were telling me about prior to us filming.
Yeah.
What's going on in Chicago?
Chicago, they had an RFP.
What is an RFP?
So it's a request for proposal. Mm-hmm. So they were looking for developers to build out for a initiative called the Missing Middle. And with this initiative, you were bringing homes to a certain area in Chicago. I'm not going to name all the way right now, but it's really was targeting the middle class income. So we're doing builds that will be sold people with up to 140% AMI, and that's the average median income for that neighborhood. So they're going normally when you
said 140.
140%. Normally, when you do HUD grants or HUD financing or FHA and you're getting down payment assistance, it only goes up to 80%. So you know how you're capped?
Yeah.
And then you can't get no grants? Well, this program, we're allowing people to have up to 140% of the income.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Is it a lottery?
Right now, I don't know how I'm going to resell it.
Okay.
I didn't decide yet. But anyway, I want these parcels of land for $1 each. Okay, it's 5 parcels, $1.
$1
per lot.
Okay.
We're getting grants, $150K per unit. We're building 15 units on those lots total. Mm-hmm. So 5 3-family homes. So 3 times 5 is 15. So it'll be $150K times 15. Mm-hmm. That's like $2.25 million in grants that we'll be getting to help subsidize the cost to build, which is amazing. And that's going to be a really great project. I'm excited about it. Of course, to build the project is going to cost more than $1. It costs, at least about $900K or so to build the projects. And we're looking to just make sure we can sell these projects to teachers from the community, nurses, city officials, people that want to live, work, and play in their community. Mm-hmm. They will be able to, and they won't feel like they're priced out. Because typically when you do affordable housing, it's only for the people that make very little money, or they're capped. They're capped at 80%. Mm-hmm. You can't really survive off of that. So these are for the people that make more, the middle class. Mm-hmm. And they want some subsidies too. They want some discounted housing as well.
Because that's the toughest, that middle class, I feel like they always get left out, right? Like you make too much on paper, you make too much, and you have to make little to nothing to actually afford or to get into these lotteries or whatever this stuff is. Yeah. So that's amazing.
Yeah, and the government, and everybody's talking about Trump this, Trump that. That's a whole other discussion. But the government over the last couple of years, even with the Biden administration and with Trump, because he started it. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm so congested. Trump actually was trying to come out of this whole low income housing, affordable housing narrative, because to be honest, it limits people.
It's very
It's
very
very
much so.
limiting.
Yeah.
People will stay on Section 8 for years
Mm-hmm.
instead of to use that voucher and go and get it transferred into a mortgage payment voucher, right? Because you could do that. In this case, they started reallocating funds through HUD to cater to people that make higher incomes.
Wow.
All right, okay. Because you need a mixed income community, not all low income, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get into the politics behind that, but there's people that are like, I don't know where you are on the scale, but I'm sure you're not low.
This, I ain't got it. I don't know. She's lining me up. I ain't got
I'm sure you're not low income, but I'm sure you want to benefit from
of course,
subsidies, right?
Yeah.
So
they should be available for everyone.
Yeah. So the firefighters, the cops, the teachers, whoever works for the city, they couldn't afford to live in the city.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go move to the suburbs and come back to work in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's more so being ground roots. Everybody should work, live, and play in the same location.
In the same location, yeah.
And with that, you would need subsidies. And with that, you also bring job creation. So those dollars are going to be trickling back into the community.
They come back into the community, which helps the community.
We're going to be hiring people from the community to work on the projects. We'll be hiring people from unions to work on the projects. So it's just one big funnel system and recycle. I don't want to say program, but yeah, it's just going to be really dope. I'm excited. And it's myself and 4 other developers. I think we're building out a total of about 50 plus units.
Nice. Okay, listen, I could talk to you about this forever. That's dope. That's dope. Let's wrap it up with your mentorship. Develop Her. Mentor. Is that the name of the program? What's the name of the program?
So we have like 2 programs actually. Okay. So we have the 0 to Developer Accelerator. So that's where we just wrapped up cohort number 5. Literally, I showed you how to go from 0 to developer. We're at like the 18th month mark of like the program overall, and we'll have our very last cohort in June.
Nice.
So I'm going to open it back up to the public. You will be able to join it. It's a 5-week accelerator, and we're literally teaching you how to go from 0 money, if you don't have no money, $0, 0 experience, and going to developer. And we have other development experts that come in. I don't do all the teaching anymore. You do get the replays to the prior classes. And then we also have what is called the First Deal Blueprint. So that's me actually helping. It's more of a coaching program. The accelerator is information. The First Deal Blueprint is more of a coaching program. We work together for 6 months. I'm your accountability partner. We do it in a group setting. And it's amazing. Like, we're doing great things in there. We have some wins in there as well. And I do work with people one-on-one. I talked about the joint venture partnership program. I'm not talking about prices, but we do work with you. And we have some amazing wins from the mentees that we're working with. One of our clients won a lot for $12,000 with the city of Irvington. Another one won a parcel, a double lot for 30 grand, won a house for 50 grand. I actually wanted the house, by the way, but he won. So, we have a lot of great wins. I'm also showing them how to get parcels for $1 and build out a team in Chicago. And it's not just Chicago. We have inventory where you can get lots for as cheap as $300, right? Mm-hmm. Philadelphia, a lot of you I don't know, but you can get land as low as $1 there as well. So it's all about knowing where to go, packaging yourself for a real estate proposal. I actually have a team that helps people do real estate proposals. We help people do grant writing, and we help people set up nonprofits. A lot of you don't know, I'm also a nonprofit developer. So, and we didn't mention earlier, one of the projects that I am working on that you will see soon, we're building out a 24-unit building where we'll have 100% affordable housing for kids aging out of foster care. So these are kids that are no longer eligible to be in the foster care system, but we don't want to see them homeless. We don't want to see them in jail. We don't want to see them dead, doing, things that they shouldn't be doing. So the goal is to teach them about wealth building, But not only that, make sure they have a affordable, safe place to live. So it'll be a 100% affordable. That will be lower income because we want to make sure they can afford to live there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm really excited about that. And I'm partnering with another huge developer and as well as a huge nonprofit, my nonprofit, Journey to Develop Her. But the goal is to replicate that in other major cities throughout America, because these are our children.
Yeah.
That we're talking about, right? So the goal is to even set up a group home for the foster kids, but also have programs where when they age out of it, they will have affordable and luxury places to live. So that's the future of what I'm about to do. And I'm telling y'all this so it can motivate you to do it too. I don't need to be the only person doing it.
No, this is great motivation for everybody.
But Journey to Develop Her, our main focus is survivors of human sex trafficking and domestic violence. But more so, and also women coming out of incarceration, and also building up these young girls as well. So we just have that Develop Her was really gifted to me. Like when I came up with, when God gave me the idea of the podcast, it started out as a podcast, but it turned into a nonprofit and now a community of women. So we're doing Develop Her Collective, which is a mastermind of women coming together to teach them about development, but also the pros in development coming together to pour back in. And God willing, we'll be doing some collaborative projects together in communities across America. So there's a lot of great things happening.
Yeah, we might need a part 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5, 6
so
of this.
If y'all, like I said, it's a nonprofit. So if you want to donate, if you want to collaborate your time, your funds, your resources.
Well, we'll put all your information in the podcast. That way people can get in contact with you. There's one last question. How does someone protect themselves in general?
Yeah. So I'll start with partnerships. You definitely want to have operating agreements in place, memo of understandings in place. That's going to point out everybody's role, whether it's collaborative or isolated. You want to hire a good attorney that understands partnerships as well. You want to make sure that you have exit clauses in there in the event that you want to stop working with them. In the event of death, God forbid.
That's a big one too.
Yeah, you want to make sure your interest in your property is set up correctly so your family can either benefit from what you started working on, but maybe they don't have too much say-so because they don't know what they're doing too. So you want to make sure everybody is protected logically, and an attorney, a great corporate attorney would be recommended. And when it comes to a building, I already said, just that surety bond, it's going to be a game changer. And that's pretty much it I would recommend. In God, in prayer, okay? That's the number one thing. All of those three put together, you should be on your way. And a good mentor too, because sometimes you can learn from your mentor's mistakes. Not even sometimes, all the time.
Yeah, you're paying for their mistakes.
And guess what? That may not look like you paying someone thousands of dollars. It may look like you reading a book on some of the biggest developers. You're going to learn from their mistakes in those books. So books on Don Peebles. I'm currently reading a book on Zeckendorf, which is this guy who helped build like all the major cities in America. Guess what? He lost everything. Bankruptcy, everything. And his story is amazing. So go check out the book. But learning from his mistakes, I'm like, oh, wow. He literally built Las Vegas, New York City, Miami.
I knew that name sound familiar. Okay.
Yeah, like some white man, but you know.
Yeah.
But he still lost everything.
Wow.
You know, so if that can happen to him, it's definitely
it can happen to anybody.
It can happen to anybody. So learn from your
peers. Don't be scared of the mistakes.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen. It's part of the game.
Yeah. That's what I would recommend.
All right. So protect yourself. Have some operating agreements. No handshakes. Make sure everything's in writing. Protect yourself. Protect your money. Protect your family. That's dope.
Yeah.
I think we're done. I think I asked you everything I had in my mind today.
Awesome.
We're definitely going to do 2, 3, and 4 of this because you threw a lot at me at the end of this. Okay. But how do they get in contact with you?
Yep.
Let them know. How do you?
Yes. So you can find me on Instagram, right? Dionte Chantel. LinkedIn also. It'll be my government name, Dionte Chantel White. My website, journeytodevelopher.com, and TikTok, everywhere. Anywhere you can find me, just reach out. I'm really active in the DMs on all the platforms, so just reach out. I would encourage all of you to just take action. Educate yourself, take action, get started.
Nice. There we go. That's the podcast.
All right.
I appreciate
it was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of course.